Imagine a vast chessboard stretching from the Golan Heights to the Strait of Hormuz, where each silent move carries the weight of millions of lives. No fanfare, no headlines, just the cold calculus of power, where every decision tests the razor's edge between peace and catastrophe. Today, you will step into the minds of strategists in Jerusalem and Tehran, unraveling the hidden terror equation that measures the true price of deterrence. Strategic deterrence in our region is not a relic of Cold War textbooks. It's a living, breathing contest across 5 domains: nuclear ambiguity, conventional might, proxy networks, cyber shadows, and international diplomacy. In the nuclear layer, ambiguity reigns. Israel's unacknowledged arsenal, believed to number around 90 warheads mounted on Jericho ballistic missiles and hidden in Dolphin-class submarines, casts a perpetual shadow over Tehran's ambitions. But without official confirmation, Iran must calculate risks against an invisible threat. The conventional layer showcases air forces and armored brigades. Israel fields over 300 combat aircraft, including F-35 Adir stealth fighters with a range of 2,200 kilometers, and F-15 Iranian strike jets reaching 2,400 kilometers. Ground forces center on 400 Merkava Mk-4 tanks, protected by trophy active protection systems, and mechanized brigades armed with Namer and Eitan APCs. Every tank battalion, every air squadron sends a message: test us at your peril. Proxy networks form the third layer. From Hezbollah's estimated 100,000 fighters in Lebanon to Iran's Revolutionary Guard-backed militias in Iraq, Syria, and Yemen, these forces offer Tehran asymmetric leverage without risking direct state-to-state war. Each rocket salvo fired from southern Lebanon or Houthi-controlled Yemen raises the cost of Israeli retaliation, yet ties Israel's hands in Gaza and the West Bank. In the digital realm, cyber operations and electronic warfare blur the lines between peace and conflict. The Stuxnet attack on Iran's nuclear centrifuge in 2010 opened a new front. Today's arsenals include deep-fake disinformation campaigns, real-time network intrusions, and drone swarms guided by artificial intelligence. Every hacked server, every jammed radar station becomes another variable in the deterrence matrix. Finally, diplomacy and sanctions extend that matrix into capitals from Washington to Beijing. The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA era, of 2015 to 2019 illustrated how global powers can reshape regional equations, only to see new multipolar alliances revive old tensions. But nothing changed the calculus more than June 2025. In a single coordinated wave of precision air and sea strikes, Israel targeted multiple Iranian nuclear sites, Natanz, Fordow, and Kondab, while simultaneously debilitating Iran's missile production at Parchin. Intelligence agencies in Riyadh quietly opened radar corridors, while on the sidelines, diplomatic denouncements masked reluctant cooperation. Tehran learned that no site was untouchable, and Jerusalem saw that its long-standing policy of ambiguity had teeth. To enforce deterrence, Israel wields a highly integrated military machine. Air supremacy built on stealth, precision, and networked targeting. So ground forces capable of rapid mobilization through universal conscription and veteran reservists. A multi-layered air defense shield. Iron Dome intercepts short-range rockets. David's Sling stops cruise missiles. Arrow interceptors defend against long-range ballistic threats. Each component reinforces the others. F-35s carry out preemptive strikes guided by ELTA's Green Pine radar data. Iron Dome batteries free up strike aircraft by neutralizing incoming rockets. Merkava brigades secure border areas against infiltration, while cyber teams disrupt enemy communications. all under the constant oversight of Mossad and Israeli military intelligence. Across the Zagros Mountains, Iran's strategy balances a smaller conventional force with vast asymmetric networks. Approximately 140,000 active troops in the regular army and Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, a ballistic missile corps boasting over 50 medium and intermediate range missiles capable of reaching targets across Israel and U.S. bases in the Gulf. Proxy militias and paramilitary wings that command tens of thousands of fighters in Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. The IRGC Quds Force orchestrates clandestine operations, supplying Hezbollah with thousands of short-range rockets, training Kataib Hezbollah in Iraq, and backing the Houthi missile and drone campaign against Saudi oil facilities. Each proxy engagement raises the threshold for Israeli strikes, force Israel to weigh civilian risks in Beirut or Sana'a when targeting Tehran's capabilities. Meanwhile, Iran's missile industry churns out Fateh 110 and Zulfagar rockets, NASR anti-ship ballistic missiles, and an emerging cruise missile fleet. Cyber commands inside the IRGC conduct espionage, sabotage, and targeted attacks on infrastructure, from power grids in the Negev to oil terminals in Fujairah. The message under Tehran's blue and white flag is clear. You may defeat our tanks, but you cannot silence our networks. Deterrence fails when miscalculation or misperception overrides caution. Consider 4 escalation pathways. Accidental clash. A drone breach over the Golan triggers an Iron Dome launch, misidentified as an attack, provoking an unintended airstrike on Damascus. Proxy blowback. Israeli raids in Syria kill IRGC advisors. Hezbollah responds with a 100-rocket salvo at northern Israel, prompting an IDF ground incursion into Lebanon. Cyber spiral. A ransomware attack on Iran's Natanz site cripples centrifuge controls. Iran retaliates by hacking water treatment plants in the Negev, forcing Israel to target IRGC cyber assets in Tehran. Great power misalignment. U.S. naval movements in the Gulf collide with Iranian fast boat swarms, invoking Article 5-like commitments and pulling NATO into a wider conflict. Each scenario carries costs measured in lives, infrastructure, and economic disruption. Tens of billions of dollars in oil market shocks, hundreds of thousands displaced, and regional supply chains fractured. The terror equation multiplies those costs by probabilities assigned at hidden war councils from Ashkelon to Avaz. The terror equation can be expressed as a function: D equals Pn times Cn plus Pc times C, C plus Pp times C, P plus P, Sui times C, Sui plus P, D times C, D, where Tpal, Pn, and Cn are the probability and cost of nuclear conflict. Pc and Cc cover conventional war. Pp and Cp account for proxy escalations. PCUA and CCY represent cyber operations. PD and CD denote diplomatic repercussions, including sanctions and alliances. Israel seeks to minimize D by lowering Ps through credible threats and reducing Cs by targeted, low-collateral engagements. Iran counters by raising PPO through proxy deterrence and elevating CTC via cyber campaigns that bypass traditional thresholds. Looking ahead, 3 dynamics will reshape the equation. Regional realignments. Abraham Accords. Style pacts may channel Israeli-Arab cooperation against Iran, lowering PC. Technological disruption. Hypersonic missiles and AI-enabled decision loops could compress warning times, raising P of N and P of C. Nuclear thresholds. Should Iran cross a breakout line, Israel may face a stark choice: overtly demonstrate its arsenal or risk a strategic surprise. The stakes could not be higher. In an interconnected era, even modest missteps can cascade into global economic turmoil. Oil surges, refugee crises, and fractured alliances. The terror equation is not static. It evolves with every satellite launch, every hack, and every whispered diplomatic promise. As we navigate this precarious calculus, one truth remains: deterrence thrives on uncertainty. Yet, in a world defined by data and instant communication, true ambiguity is fading. The next great test will be whether Israel and Iran can adjust their equations fast enough to avert a catastrophe that no model can fully predict. If you found this analysis illuminating, please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our deep dive strategic breakdowns. Thank you for watching, and stay informed, because the next move on this chessboard could change everything.